our gold is not in her. She's a diamond under her. Wanna lay it down.
Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be more of a sit-down video. I just finished my third year of college at the University of California, Berkeley. I wanted to sit down and kind of give you my pros and cons about the school because I've met several people now that have told me that they chose UC Berkeley because of my videos. And I just wanted to lay everything out in one whole video, let you guys know the things that I like and dislike about going to UC Berkeley. I wrote a whole list out because I want this to be super honest, authentic, and just genuine. So that is what we're gonna do today. I'm actually leaving to study abroad in about 30 minutes. We're gonna head to LA because we're leaving from LAX. But I wanted to film this so that I can edit it while I'm on the plane and I have nothing better to do. I feel like I have a good grasp of the school at this point and I know what I like and what I don't like. So this is just gonna be super honest. Obviously my experience is different from everyone else's. I know some people that love the school, others that absolutely hate the school. I'm somewhere in the middle, I would say. I'm not super on one side. We will start with the things that I like about the school first. So some of the pros. One of the biggest reasons I chose to go to UC Berkeley is because it is prestigious and it's one of the best public schools that you can get into in the United States. Obviously, it depends on what rankings you're looking at and what websites, but for the most part, UC Berkeley is usually towards the top for like best value schools, best schools, good education, stuff like that. Kind of going off of that, it's very well received. People really respect the school when I tell them that I go there, if they know about UC Berkeley or they know about good schools in general. So that's really nice to see. They appreciate it. They know that it's hard to get in. They know that it's hard to stay in. And I really like that part. Another pro is that it's close to San Francisco. I don't go to San Francisco that often, but it is a really nice city. There's tons of things to do there. I like that I can just get on the BART and it would probably take 40-ish minutes and then I'd be in San Francisco. Another thing is that it's a pretty campus. There are absolutely beautiful trees and hills. The Berkeley Hills is so nice. The buildings, a lot of the buildings are super historic. It's very kind of outdoorsy, which is different from schools in San Diego at least, or in SoCal in general. It's more of a woodsy outdoors vibe, which is really nice. Another thing that I like applies to any college in general, but obviously you can meet a lot of alumni and make a lot of connections, which will probably help you in the future. I've met tons of alumni, and every time I meet somebody, they're always like, oh, add me on LinkedIn, add me on Facebook, and if you need something, let me know, which is really, really nice. Even if you just go to some random event, you'll usually run into somebody that might be able to help you in the future. Another really big pro for me is that UC Berkeley is the place to be if you want to be involved in a startup or you want to have your own startup. It's a very business-oriented campus. I have been involved in Berkeley Women in Business. I've also done my internship for a startup. I've started a couple very small little businesses on the side, like my essay editing. I've started my YouTube channel. So I feel like being in that type of environment has pushed me to want to start those things. I don't know if I would have if I went somewhere else, but it is very business minded, especially depending on who you hang out with. And obviously we're right next to Silicon Valley, we're right next to San Francisco. Those are major hubs for tons and tons of Fortune 500 companies. I feel like that's very unique to UC Berkeley and the NorCal area in general. And it's a great pro for me because I do want to be in business and it's cool that there's companies to work with or people to talk to everywhere that I go. It's also a really big campus for computer science and bio, pre-med, all that stuff. I'm not super well rehearsed in that area because that is not in my interest, but I know there's a ton of computer science people, and that also relates to Silicon Valley since it's a very tech-oriented industry. So yeah, if you are interested in business, computer science, bio, pre-med, stuff like that, I definitely think that UC Berkeley is a great school for that. I also appreciate that there's good public transportation. Although public transportation is not my favorite, it's nice because I can get to campus pretty quickly. I can get to Oakland for my internship pretty quickly. It's relatively easy, and we also get free bus cards, so you can ride the bus for free. There's a BART if you want to go to a different city in the area. There's buses everywhere. It's pretty convenient, and it's definitely a cheaper option than using Lyft or Uber if you don't have a car. Lastly, I would say that I really love that there's a lot of school clubs on campus, but this also pertains to pretty much every school. Every school, I feel like, has a ton of clubs, and I feel like that is one of the most important ways to make friends that have similar interests to you and build connections. I'm not the most outgoing person when it comes to people that I don't know, so I've utilized clubs to help me make friends. That is most of my pros that I could think of, and now we can move on to the cons. Take these with a grain of salt. This is just my experience. I'm sure not everyone else has the same thought process as I do, but let me just give you some of the things I don't like about the school I go to. Firstly, it's extremely competitive. I would say this is a good and a bad thing. I'm not one that will die over getting the best grade possible, so I don't feel the competitiveness as much as people that do like dedicate their lives to school. I just see a lot of people always stressed, a lot of people always trying to outdo each other, no matter what the topic is. I just feel like there's competition everywhere. Everyone's trying to do better than you. It's not the most friendly environment in that sense. I don't like the vibes of class just because it feels so competitive and so negative, and people are just really stressed out. They just want to do the work and then get on with their lives. It's not, class is not the most fun environment. However, I do really like that it's hard to get good grades, but employers and people that know about the school know that, and they appreciate that. There are not many classes with A averages, not many classes with B plus averages even. Most of the classes have averages of B's and C's from what I've seen. I mean, so you can take it for what it is. Our grades are 1000% earned. We don't get handed A's just because. We don't get handed even B's just because. For sure, our grades are definitely worked for and earned. Another con that I have is that it doesn't seem like it's as much fun compared to other schools. And obviously that could just be outside perspective because I'm looking at Instagram and Snapchat and people look like they're having a blast. But overall, it seems like people are less stressed and just able to have more fun at different schools like USD, SDSU, that's a big party school, UC Santa Barbara, Pepperdine, all those schools. They just seem like they're having so much more fun. And so sometimes I feel sad because I'm like, I don't get to have this much fun. Another thing that I really don't like is that Berkeley is a little bit dangerous in terms of theft and assault. Definitely one of the major cons of UC Berkeley. It's not safe to walk outside at night by yourself, and honestly, you could get mugged in the daytime as well. I've gotten emails about it, that people get their laptops stolen, their backpack stolen. People get their backpacks stolen at cafes, even on campus grounds, in like some of the study buildings, and that really sucks. I can't even feel comfortable studying on campus or at certain coffee shops because I feel like somebody might just come in and snatch my laptop. I really don't like that, and I really do think that they need to fix their security. Clearly, we can't have all of our buildings publicly accessible because we just don't know who's going into those buildings, and some of those people have ill intentions, and I don't think that it's acceptable that students have to deal with that. Students have the right to feel comfortable in their study spaces and not worry about people that are gonna steal their things. So that's definitely something that I wish UC Berkeley would take more seriously. Assault is also a thing because usually people are trying to steal stuff from you. If you're walking, I've heard stories of people getting like punched in the back of the head or punched in the face for their stuff. It has been an issue since I enrolled in the school, and I'm sure it was an issue before then, and I just don't see that they've done a ton to improve that. Another thing I don't like is the quality of life in Berkeley. You pay so much money for what you're getting. And I guess that has to do with the area being high in demand. I can understand that. The housing situation just really sucks. Another con could be a pro for some. I kind of enjoy it now that I've gotten used to it, but you do a lot of walking. Even if you take the bus, you usually do have to still walk places. There's a lot of hills. I find myself sweating when I'm just trying to get to class. But at the same time, it is good to walk. It is good to get physical activity in, especially if you are not regularly at the gym or working out. So it can be a pro and it can be a con. I think that is all that I have to say. Those are my pros and cons. If you go to UC Berkeley and you have your own pros and cons, feel free to share them down below. I don't regret choosing UC Berkeley as my school because I really think it will have long-lasting benefits, and I feel that I've grown tremendously. I've learned a lot. And yeah, that is my TED Talk. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I am going to go now. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!